Hey everyone, let's just dive right into today's explainer. We are looking at what is quite literally the future of smart home care for our elders. Today we're unpacking a really incredible piece of technology that completely reimagines how we support our aging populations, and it revolves around something called a dockable, wearable robot.
We've got a super clear roadmap for this explainer. We're going to see how we finally move away from those basic passive health monitors to a truly persistent, proactive companion. We'll touch on the current caregiving crisis, check out this totally unique One AI, Two Forms hardware, see how it shatters language barriers, break down its cognitive loop, walk through what a daily journey looks like, and finally, look at how this is literally redefining aging.
So, kicking things off with Section 1, the caregiving crisis. Trying to extend quality care across both institutions and private homes is, well, it's a completely daunting task. So we need to start by looking at the rather harsh reality of elder care as it stands today.
Right now, we're dealing with extreme challenges basically across the board. And the big question we absolutely have to ask ourselves is, how do we effectively bridge this gap? How do we keep our elders connected, healthy, and safe without completely burning out the people who are trying to care for them?
Because that first major hurdle, it's limited care capacity. We are seeing extreme caregiver burnout everywhere right now. Human caregivers, no matter how dedicated, just have limited time to provide the frequent, one-to-one cognitive activities and that persistent emotional support that our elders actually need to thrive. There are only so many hours in the day, right?
And on top of those human limitations, the tech solutions we've been using are, frankly, falling way short. We're relying really heavily on flat 2D mobile apps. And what does that do? It creates totally fragmented interactions. You've got massive capability gaps, and maybe the biggest issue of all, inconsistent wear. If an elder forgets to put their fitness tracker on, or they just get frustrated with a confusing 2D interface and take it off, all that crucial health data just completely vanishes.
Which brings us to Section 2, One AI, Two Forms, the paradigm shift. Let's look at how this new approach provides a surprisingly simple but absolute game-changing solution to these massive roadblocks.
The core concept here is exactly what it sounds like. One AI, two physical forms. So you have a single, continuous AI companion that preserves the user's identity, their memory, and all their care settings across both of these forms. The watch part pops out, and they wear it outside, but when they get back home, they dock it. And that docking action doesn't just charge the watch and sync the data, it literally shifts the AI into a fixed physical pan-tilt robot companion on their table. It's the same brain, just a new body.
So the absolutely crucial point here is that we're finally moving away from passive number crunching. We are ditching those basic 2D trackers that just sit on a wrist collecting dust basically. This new paradigm, it's an embodied AI. It's an artificial intelligence that's actually driving real-world, physical actions, and giving real spatial feedback right there in the home environment.
But for Section 3, let's talk about shattering language barriers. Because to make an embodied AI actually work as a companion, we have to solve the severe AI language barriers that are currently isolating our elders from modern tech. You know how traditional voice systems are notoriously rigid, right? They constantly get interrupted by aging speech patterns, or they just completely fail to understand local dialects. If an elder speaks with a raspy voice, or maybe they mix languages mid-sentence, it creates this massive wall between the user and the technology. They get annoyed, they feel misunderstood, and boom, they stop using it entirely.
Well, get this. This system hits over 90% key intent accuracy for local dialects like Taiwanese and Hakka, and it actually supports mixed speech. If it's uncertain, it even provides visual confirmation. That is absolutely massive. To put that into perspective, it completely shatters the digital language barrier, letting elders just speak totally naturally to their AI companion without having to sound like a news anchor.
Moving right along to Section 4, the 4-step AI loop. Let's really break down the secret sauce of this continuous loop: perceive, decide, act, and learn, which is what makes this companion so incredibly effective and, honestly, empathetic in real time.
The entire system is built on this really elegant, continuous, closed-loop AI. First, it perceives. The AI is constantly grabbing and fusing data from the watch, the radar, their voice, everything. Second, it decides. It weighs all that data against the user's personal baseline to figure out, do they need emotional support right now? A fun rehab game? An emergency alert? Third, it acts. That decision turns into a tangible physical movement, like a buzz on the wrist, a voice expression, or the dock literally swiveling to face them. And finally, step 4, it learns. It actually adapts based on whether the elder accepts, refuses, or just ignores the interaction, constantly getting smarter for next time.
And all of this is powered by a super robust edge cloud hardware setup that keeps this loop running flawlessly. When they're outside, the smartwatch tracks activity, heart rate, location, and motion, and gives them one-tap help. Back inside, the robot dock uses millimeter wave radar. That means it senses spatial presence and activity without needing any creepy invasive cameras in the home. Local edge sensors handle all the split-second safety decisions, while the cloud brain manages the long-term continuous identity of their companion.
Okay, Section 5, a seamless daily journey. Let's actually walk through a typical day to see how this persistent companion works out in the real world.
So picture this. In the morning, the AI syncs schedules and reminds them to take their meds before they even head out the door. During the day, the watch is doing the tracking, the reminders, the safety checks, and it'll actually escalate to confirm a risk before unnecessarily panicking caregivers. Then in the evening, they dock the watch, it syncs the day's data, and the interaction just continues seamlessly in the living room. The elder isn't just wearing some clinical health monitor, they're taking a familiar friend out the door with them. And that emotional bond, that brilliantly solves the hardest problem in elder tech, getting them to actually want to wear the device.
And because the interactions feature adaptive difficulty, meaning it actually adjusts its cues based on how the user is performing, those boring, repetitive daily routines turn into really fun, gamified missions. It's not this annoying, nagging medical device. It feels like an engaging, empowering activity partner that's actively helping them maintain their physical and cognitive health.
Which brings us to our final point. Section 6, redefining aging by moving from basic advice to tangible action. Ultimately, this entire platform is doing two incredible things: easing the immense, crushing burden on caregivers while deeply empowering our elders with continuous, highly personalized support.
By shifting away from just giving passive advice to taking meaningful embodied action, this tech represents a profound shift in how we handle care. We've seen the incredible potential of an AI that adapts, learns, and physically interacts today. And it really leaves us with one vital question to consider for the future of our very own families. Are we ready to welcome a continuous, empathetic AI into our homes to completely redefine aging? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. I really hope this sparks some amazing ideas for you today.